Ladies, are you ready to ignite your purpose and bring about positive change in the world? At Ignite Purpose, we are focused on empowering women to fulfill their purpose through our tailored resources and guidance. This month, let's welcome Camillia Dechent from Relevant Finance as she shares a snippet of her story.
Hi, my name is Camillia Dechent, and I'd love to talk to you guys today and share a little bit about what the Lord has done in my life, and hopefully it's an encouragement to you or someone you know. I am from the Northern Virginia area. I grew up as a preacher's kid. My dad was a pastor at two fairly well-known local churches, and growing up, church is pretty much all I knew. My father had actually, prior to being a pastor, had been incarcerated, which is where he was introduced to the Lord and accepted him. And he actually came out and worked for an organization called Prison Fellowship with a man named Chuck Colson. And so growing up, I was around church all my life. It's what I knew. But unfortunately, behind closed doors, there was different events that took place that caused quite a bit of trauma. And at the age of 9 years old, my father actually ended up taking his own life. And so it's an understatement to say that was impactful, very significant to lose a parent, a father for me. But basically, from the onset of that through my early 20s, my life was quite chaotic. A lot of emotional trauma, a lot of bad choices, unwise choices, I should say, and things that caused even more significant emotional pain. And often I found that I didn't know where to turn. I found myself hospitalized at various times for my own attempts to take my own life. I put myself in some very uncompromising positions where I now know that the hand of God was on my life and kept me alive. And all throughout that time, I just felt incredibly numb, and I wondered, where was God? Who was He? I was very angry at Him. I wanted nothing to do with Him because He must have been like my father. And throughout that time, there was just a series of a lot of events that took place that were very hard. In my early 20s, I came to a place where I was just tired and I was hopeless and really felt as though I was at the end of my rope because of everything that had transpired up until that point. What I ultimately ended up happening is one night I was at home and I was watching a television program. It was a Christian program, and they invited the viewers to accept the Lord. And for me, I was so angry, I don't even think I had it within me to repeat after what they were saying, but I did say to myself, why not? And so the Lord took that moment, and from there is really, for me, the moment that my life started to turn around. And I had the opportunity to get help. I'm very strong-willed type A personality, and I like to do things myself. So for me to be at that place says a lot. But I had an opportunity to connect with an organization called Mercy Multiplied, and this organization helps young women of all, well, I should say, primarily from the ages of 13 to 32. I was in my 20s at the time. I found out about this organization. They accept women free of charge, and so I applied to the program. And what happened is my life was transformed beyond anything I could ever possibly imagine. It wasn't magic by any means, but I did start to get introduced to who God really was and the nature of who He really was, not who I thought Him to be through the lens of my own father. I was able to address life hurts and traumas. I was able to actually understand that God truly loves me beyond anything that I could have done or did or ever will do. It wasn't about my past. It was about the future and what He wanted to do with my life and how He wanted to take the pain and the hurt and the regret and all of those things and the trauma and use that for His glory. And He would start to tell me that during the time when I was receiving His healing, but I didn't understand how that would transpire. But I've got an opportunity to see that now, and it's been amazing. And so through all of that, I was able to address so many of those issues, and by no means have I arrived at all. I don't think we ever do, but I'm definitely at a place where I didn't imagine it would ever be possible. I would say my life scripture and something that I held on to even prior to going to Mercy into this day is 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7, where it's the Lord has not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and self-discipline and a sound mind. And that sound mind part was something that I held on to because I didn't have one at the time. So my hope is that my story, a little bit of my story, encourages you. I will be speaking at the Loudoun Community Breakfast on June the 22nd. And so if you were impacted by this story, please feel free to say hello and let me know. I just want to encourage you, if you're in a place right now in your life where you feel hopeless or you don't know what to do, to seek help. There are resources out there. Even if you've never sought help before, even if it seems scary, if you see me and you see me at the event, please, and if you want help, I'm here to speak and to talk and to pray with you. God is real, and He wants to touch your life, and He wants to heal you and make you whole to help others. So thank you for your time.
So if you need some help, there'll be some accompanying information in this blog. And if you'd like to join us on June 22nd, don't miss the Loudoun Community Breakfast. Hope to see you there.